This is Kremlin's reaction to all of the Trump tariff pressure on India and on, for that matter, any country that's essentially doing business with Russia. Kremlin has put out a statement saying that trying to force countries to stop trading with Russia is illegal. Now, besides that, they've also said that we've seen many statements that are threats from America. Countries have the right to choose their own trade partners. For obvious reasons, it's very, very clear really where Russia stands on this entire showdown and war of words. I'll bring in Pranay again to get more details on what really Kremlin's first reaction is on this. Pranay, you know, there's a lot of talk that with Trump acting the way he is and kind of attempting to isolate India, the Russia-India friendship, the Russia-India story will thrive.
Absolutely, Aksharita, but this is not for the first time the Kremlin has reacted to the pressure and impulse and pressure being mounted by the West on India, especially in terms of the Russian oil purchase, in terms of the strategic partnership India and Russia shares. So clearly, this is a tug of war. You can say that India is caught in between because on one side there is the United States and its President Donald Trump mounting pressure on India to shun the oil purchases, the military ties with Russia. On the other side, Russia is also expecting India not to leave, in lieu of any other benefit or in lieu of compensating it with the other relationships. So clearly, this has come at a time when the Indian National Security Advisor Ajit Doval is scheduled to visit Moscow, and also in coming days, Indian External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar is also scheduled to visit Moscow, and these meetings are lined up because President Vladimir Putin is also scheduled to visit India in coming months. So a lot of action and a lot of activities are planned as far as the India-Russia relation is concerned, and also Prime Minister Narendra Modi is likely to visit China for the Shanghai Cooperation Organization visit, where President Vladimir Putin is also likely to be there in Tianjin of China. So clearly, on one side there is a lot of activity on the BRICS partners: Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. On the other side, the US is furious because the US president has spelt it out, as Rohit was mentioning, that he has given out, he has put a deadline, say about like 24 hours, when he's going to announce the quantum of penalty what he will be imposing on India.
Okay, just also a quick Aaron question there to Rohit Sharma, who's joining us from Washington. Rohit, has there been any reaction? I'm curious to know if the White House has reacted to the very strong statement that came in from India last night, when you had the government very clearly calling out America for their own ties, for their own trade with Russia.
We've not seen anything on the record. As a matter of fact, I think, as I said, I think if everything is governed and distributed by the White House, so you would expect somebody like the State Department to come in and comment about it, but they did not. So we'll have to wait and watch what President Trump decides here, Akshita. But I think it's all wait and watch. Now, President Trump's put a new deadline to it, saying he's going to do it in the next 24 hours. So we'll have to wait and watch what he decides. It could be by the end of the day today. It could be tomorrow morning. We'll have to wait and watch. But no such comments condemning or criticizing Kremlin in their statement. And I think there's also a broader realization here. I think people should realize that among a lot of Americans and think tankers and policymakers, that this is not how you negotiate with an ally and a partner. And I think that's why a lot of people are, tight-lipped about what's going on behind the scenes. They don't want to upset President Trump. But at the same time, I think there is the realization that this is an important, fixture as far as India-US relationship goes. And you cannot be negotiating the way President Trump is negotiating by threatening India and essentially blaming India for the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. So we'll have to wait and watch what becomes of it. There is one deadline that President Trump has, and there's another one by the end of this week. So we'll have to wait and watch of what President Trump finally announces and when he announces and what it would become for India.
There are a lot of questions right now. Perhaps the biggest one is, what really will this mean for the India-US story and the friendship that's been built for the last many, many decades? What does it mean now with this trade deal talks going completely south in the manner that it has in the last few days? Thanks very much, Rohit. Thanks, Pranay, for joining us with all of those details.